God, I just want to talk about sports. But alas, I keep getting reeled back in. I feel like this protest story is like the mafia, right? Right? I'm like, no, I'm going legit now. I'm going legit. And then all of a sudden, like, hey, one more job. Okay, one more job. I am out. Okay, I'm the dealer. Like, no, I got nothing. And they kept getting reeled back in. So yesterday it was Jerry Jones talking about his players standing. Now it's the commissioner, Roger Goodell, sending a letter to all the owners, building on many discussions with clubs and players. We have worked to develop a plan that we will review with you at next week's league meeting. This will include such elements as an in-season platform to promote the work of our players on these core issues that will help promote positive change in our country. We want to ensure that any work at the league level is consistent with the work each club is doing in their own community. Dedicate, yada, yada, yada. We will do anything it takes. Build anything you want. Just whatever you do, please stop kneeling or protesting during the national anthem. Please. Please, please, please. And it has nothing to do with Trump. Now, Trump's going to take credit for it because that's what he does. And if it doesn't go his way, then it becomes fake news. You guys know how this works, right? But the truth is that you're getting a lesson in corporate culture. Jemele Hill suspended by ESPN, and all the ESPNers like, that's not fair. Yeah, it is. And it has nothing to do with her political stance. I told you guys this story before. When I was at CBS, I was told by my boss, hey, I don't want you responding to people on Twitter. I thought it was a ridiculous ask for my boss. And so my then agent at the time was like, look, I agreed you wouldn't reply to people on Twitter. So I didn't reply to people on Twitter. But what I would do is, what was it called? Quote, retweet? I'd quote, retweet, which I kind of thought it was a gray area. I kind of thought it'd be cute. And guess what? He did not think it was cute at all. I mean, not at all. He was pissed. And it had nothing to do, at the time, I was like, what are you, it's my job. I do college basketball. I do the NCAA tournament. I do a radio show. I do a TV show. Why can't I? And the point was simple then as it is now for like Jemele Hill. It doesn't have to do with the content. This has to do with the fact that they told her not to tweet about it. And once they tell you not to, now they can suspend you. Now they can fire you. Now they can punish you. And you may ask yourself, but why? And that's where corporate culture comes in. There's a lot of bad things about corporate culture. There's a lot of good things about corporate culture. And one of the bad things is that most corporations are just like, you know what? My name's Bennett, and I ain't in it. We just don't want any sort of controversy. And what Jerry Jones is saying, and this is, again, corporate culture, and I know people are attacking Jerry Jones. Like Jerry Jones went out and signed Greg Hardy. Jerry Jones has always stood up for former players. He takes care. Ask any former Cowboy. It's a great thing to be a former Cowboy. And so you may ask yourself, why? Why is Jerry Jones bailing on his players now? He's cowering to the president. No, he's not. It's corporate culture. Because enough of those sponsors are like, yeah, we think this is bad for business. We think this is bad for business. And so to those people who are so woke, I believe is the word, woke to think like, well, these players should, and look, maybe they'll all protest. Maybe they'll all call the bluff of corporate culture. Maybe they will react in the opposite of the intended way. Maybe that's what happens. Very possible it would speak to the times. But what Jerry Jones is saying is like, look, I've always had your back, but this is bad for business. Okay? And the business that we have is built based upon all of those sponsors. And those sponsors have heard enough from their customers, the consumers, that they don't like this. That they just, kind of like me starting the radio show, just want to watch football. And I understand that it wasn't really the intent of the initial intent of the protest was not one truly of politics. It actually wasn't. But what happens is you get politicians who are like, aha, and make it into now it's become a political statement. If you stand, and again, this is part of the reactionary super liberal left has been, if you stand, now you're supporting Trump. And if you kneel, now you're saying to Trump. That's what you're saying. Which is not even close to what it's been about. But you get enough corporations like, whoa, hey, all of this stuff is bad for business. Even if you're not even really offending anybody, we just don't want to touch it when it becomes toxic. We don't even want to carry toxic stuff around. We just don't. And Jerry Jones is simply coming in, and so are that's all Roger Goodell's writing. Like, look, dude, we'll do whatever you want. Just stand for the damn national anthem.